Welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is Tom and a kitty. And we are going to ask today, who owns this device? So this was actually, we're just going to be flipping through the contents and giving some commentary on an op-ed type article that was released this morning by The Verge. And the article asks this fascinating question: isn't it time we declared our independence from bloatware? And I say, amen, brother! I hate bloatware. One of the best reasons that I bought Dell for a long time is for a while they didn't contain bloatware. They are just as bloated as anything else is now, of course. Windows 10, you get this. Of course, this is really what the Windows 10 startup screen looks like when you first launch the thing. We got Mickey Mouse down here. We got Dolby Access. We got Minecraft, Xbox. Oh, Candy Crush Soda. Is this the original Candy Crush? The soda? I don't know what in the world this nonsense crap is. All these, basically, it's ads. Just all this crap. And this is the downside when I was, used Windows a lot. If I needed to reinstall a computer, it's an entire day. Got to install the OS. And then you got to run the updates, which takes about a day. And then you got to go in and clear out all the bloatware. And then you got to install all your software. Man, Linux is easier. But Linux is not immune. As Linux distros, many of them will come with extensive suites of things. Debian does not give you the option to install a pile of bloatware games that I don't want because I don't sit on my computer and play games. Mac OS will have a variety of things in there. Of course, the mobile devices, they are really just pushing. So Samsung's were pushing Bixby for a while. Apple's pushing all of their custom stuff. In fact, even on my Apple devices, my iPhone doesn't actually connect to the cellular networks anymore, which means it's the best type of iPhone there is. But I actually put all of that crap that I never wanted, that you could never install, in its own folder way, way, way off to the side. And I just called it bloated crap. So let me show you what bloated crap looks like if I can. So yeah, get to that. Yeah, I just had this folder there. It's called the folder bloated crap. Bloated crap. Just throw all my bloated crap in there. Of course, Android has just as much bloated crap all over it as well. Of course, with Android now modern versions of Android, you have the ability to go in there and at least disable many things. Not everything, but many things. So we need to ask this question: who owns this device? I just bought a computer. I bring it home, I load it up, and they're trying to push me all sorts of crap. They're limiting my ability to do things. Who owns this? So let's just have a quick flip through this article, because it is a fascinating read. So you just bought the best Windows laptop. You've gritted your teeth through Cortana's obnoxiously cheery setup notification, or setup narration. Yeah, it's like the biggest problem I have on Windows 10 is so many pop-up notification ads. Like, I hate notifications at the best of times. I hate legitimate notifications popping up. Okay? I don't mind the thing saying, hey, you got a new email. I'm great. Cool. Email. Love it. Give me the notification. Excellent. But Windows takes it so far. I'll get random pop-up notifications, and I only have Windows 10 in a virtual box on a regular basis. So basically, this Windows 10 machine boots up, and it's just like every 5 minutes. Did you know that Cortana can give you calendar notifications? Did you know I intentionally disabled Cortana 5 times? And how many times do I actually have to uninstall Candy Crush on a Windows machine because every single time I run updates, the stupid thing comes back? Stop it. It's bad enough when I had to delete it the first time. It keeps coming back. It's the Candy Crush game from hell. Play Candy Crush. Play Candy Crush. I scared the kitty. It's okay, kitty. That's not a good view. Hey, goodbye. So what can we do to get these zombie things out of here? So exactly how do you feel? Exactly how special do you feel as you watch these tiles animated and blinking at you like slot machines? It does, doesn't it? I wish this image were animated. That'd just be awesome. I'll tell you how I felt as getting the grips of Huawei MateBook X Pro for the first time. Perplexed that this level of bloatware infestation is still a thing in 2018, especially on a computer costing $1,500 and running an OS called Windows 10 Pro. Why are we still tolerating this? Because we haven't all stopped using Windows. So before anyone assumes this is just a rant against Windows, I'm happy to include Apple's iOS and some varieties of Google Android in my scorn. The blight of undesired software prompts is all around us. If I buy an iPhone, Apple pins the Apple Watch up on the home screen, whether I have the compatible watch or not. If we go to Apple's nemesis, Samsung forces Bixby Assistant onto everything I do with a Galaxy S. Okay. Of course, if you buy a phone directly from Verizon, you have the NFL app. Okay, guys, I care about enough about football as I care about. I can't even find something that I care about less than football. Okay. It's a bunch of morons who are way overpaid throwing a dead pig around a field. I don't care. I just don't. All right. Most of them don't live a lifestyle I want to live. Most of them go bankrupt shortly afterwards. They're not exactly role models. They're not exactly idols. Why do I have an app that I can't install, pre-installed on my phone, pushing the NFL crap? I don't care. Now, if you like sports and you're happy with sports, great. Enjoy. We all have different interests and hobbies. I'm all right with that. All right. Maybe you love the app. I don't. I want the ability to delete the stupid thing, but I can't. All right. So cloud storage is a common cause for unnecessary nags. I had to decline Microsoft offers to auto backup to OneDrive 3 times before Windows got the message. Only 3? I'm jealous. I only boot the stupid thing up in a virtual box, and it's every time I boot the thing up. If I use the majority of Apple's free 5 gig of cloud storage, I get a daily reminder that I can pay for more. Google's photo app is so thirsty for any images. Feed me images. I generate with my phone. It will ask me if I want to automatically back up new folders I create, such as ones for snapshots or downloaded photos. Oh, look at this. Hey, top 10 games. And I got the news for you, too. Turn off notifications and this type of stuff doesn't happen, right? The best thing you can do for your phone is to only have notifications for the things you absolutely need, okay? Phone, text, maybe email, maybe 1 or 2 other apps. But if you give carte blanche notification availability to everything else, whatever else, you know? All right. To my mind, bloatware is any piece of software within an operating system that receives a disproportionate amount of prominence or system resources relative to its functionality. I don't know. I think he's defining it way too narrow. I'd say any crap on that system I don't want. There's bloatware. Okay, we can have debates about whether pushing notifications about ancillary services from the OS make it Learn to write clearer sentences. We can have debates about whether pushing notifications about ancillary services from the OS maker necessarily constitute bloat, but there's little room for disagreement when it comes to third-party applications. Candy Crush Saga on Windows, the New Republic app on HTC phones, and the Oath bundle that Samsung preloads on Verizon Galaxy S9s all serve corporate interests before the user. Oath CEO Tim Armstrong, speaking to Routers, leaves no doubt. Quote, this gets ads one step closer to being direct to consumer. You can't be more direct than being on the mobile home screen and app environment. Yeah. And that's really a lot of what it is. Who owns this device? Is it me who just paid $1,000 for a phone? Or is it the person who we just paid thousands of dollars for the phone? Or the company? Or the partners of the people we bought the phone from? Who owns this device? Who owns it? Best answer I can come up with is the lack of genuine alternatives. The most horrific examples of carrier bloatware that I know of come from Korea. The flagship of LG phone, as many as 54 carrier-imposed bloatware apps accompanied by carrier branding on the box, a carrier splash screen integrated in a boot sequence, and even carrier-specific home screen themes. That's actually something I haven't thought about for a while because it's been about 4 years since I've purchased a phone from my cellular carrier. All of mine now, I buy my phones third party. I buy them unlocked. And that's what I like to do. I like to get the phones directly from wherever they came from, preferably used directly where they came from. So I'm not getting all that kind of stuff preloaded. All right, get the feeling Windows users now a similar class. They know they'll get occasional smart menu ad popping up. They know they'll have to spend half an hour or so disabling, uninstalling, and unpinning superfluous crap on their PC came with. And they've grown to accept the situation. All right. Truth is, we don't all have to continue to tolerate the crappy status quo. Google's Pixelbook and the family of Chromebook devices from traditional PC manufacturers give a great counterexample. I have a Pixelbook up and running in roughly the same time. I can brew a cup of tea. Google's Pixel phones are hard to find in stores, but they also present a version of Android that is far worthier of use. Now, let's go ahead and talk there for a moment too, because one of the things that I've liked is, and this is kind of that debate that I give a lot of grace to, but I like Linux Mint and other options, other distros that give me a fair amount of system tools, because believe it or not, the character map is a cool tool to have. I like having the disk utilities and archive managers and all sorts of other stuff like that pre-installed on the system. I realize that might be too much for some people, and so I really deeply support the minimal installs. That's one of the things Elementary has down. They got like no system tools. They have nothing outside of the core applications that they have installed. And most people are going to want a music player, a video player, things like that. So is having system tools and resources considered bloat? Maybe, maybe not. That's kind of a point of matter we can have. But definitely those third parties, they just need to go. I'm not a big fan of Debian pushing pre-installing all the games on their desktop when I install Debian. I'm not a fan of that. I really praise the fact that Ubuntu, for the latest version, came out with a minimal install, so I can install it without all of the other software, because some people know exactly the software they want, and they may not want all the stuff that comes pre-installed on Ubuntu. So, minimal install. It comes with the basic operating system and some of the system tools and a web browser. Everything else, you got to install yourself. That's a cool option. I generally don't do that on Ubuntu because I like the choices that they've made for the most part, and so I go with it. But even on Linux, we have to ask about bloat and bloatware. Of course, on Linux, it's easier to deal with, but whatever. All right, let's get back to look at the article some more. Trust is an especially important theme in consumer tech this year. Revelation about Facebook's negligence in user data, Android OEMs outright lying to their users about software updates, and the recent bizarre example of Samsung phones spontaneously texting random photos to contacts. Yes, we are going to be covering that on the news this week. So there's some fascinating stuff around there. Okay, Android OEMs have tiny profit margins and pressure from carriers. What's Microsoft's excuse? Yeah, and that's, you can kind of understand, but okay. So we get down to the bottom of the line of this article here. Not everyone among us has an unlimited choice of gadgets to pick from, but those who do should insist on having the cleanest, lightest experience, stripped of the most pernicious forms of bloatware. Many already do, and that prompted Microsoft and others to act on curtail the most egregious forms of bloat. Okay, Microsoft is bloat. Okay? I mean, it just is. Windows 10 itself pre-installs Candy Crush and Minecraft. That's called bloat. Let's see. $1,500 laptops, $1,000 phones should be all about you, the user, and anything that distracts from that should be spurred and sneered until the maker is compelled to do better. Unfortunately, it won't. Now, where I go with all this is I like the fact that, and the reason I have a Nexus 5X running Lineage is because I control this phone. I can log in on this phone to the terminal with ADB root, give it my password, and I can make actual modifications to the system files. I can install anything I want to install. I can remove anything I want to remove. It's my choice. It's my device. If I want Google Play services, which I don't, but if I want Google Play services, I can install Google Play services on this, and I can have a full-featured run of all the Google apps if I want. But since I don't like that, I don't. All right. And that's kind of the direction that we need to be going in. We need to be pushing for our own owner device on our own devices. We have paid money for the devices. I want to have the ability to make adjustments to those devices. I want to be able to access the root files, whether that's a phone, whether that is a computer, whatever that thing is. Now, we can do it in ways that are secure. This does it in a very secure way. No application, no internet, no other protocol will give root access to this phone. Only me with a password plugging it into a computer while that one option is turned on. Which, by the way, I turn it on, plug the computer in, make my changes to system files, unplug the phone, turn off the option. Very secure way of doing it. I want to see that option pushed to every phone because it's the best way I can block bad stuff. It's the best way I can own and control my device. We need to have the ability to uninstall, no matter if it's a phone, a tablet, or whatever it is. We need to have the ability to remove anything we want to remove, to add anything we want to add. We need to have the freedom to control the system files as well. Those of us that don't know how to do that, make it locked down so it's a technical thing to figure out. But for those of us that do, we need to have that ability. That's my thoughts on this matter. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Switched to Linux. If you'd like to help support the channel, check out the links at the top. There is another video over here. You can check out our Patreon page down here. And you can check out shop.switchtolinux.com for information on a t-shirt like this or some other designs. Thanks for watching and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.